You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Hello, welcome back to Skyrim Addict Podcast. I'm Michael. I'm with Ray.
Hello.
Victor may be along later. I didn't have a whole lot of time in Skyrim, but I did continue on with that Death Consumes All mod that I was in, because it consumes all your time too when you're playing it, because it's the battles in that thing. Holy moly! Some of the enemies they're intense, and they're like hordes that just keep coming. Pretty nonstop. So it was it can take quite a while. So it's to kind of explain it. Essentially, a plague is coming to Skyrim. In the beginning, you kind of have to find Livia is the main character that you kind of have to find, and then you have to kind of try and save Rorikstead, but it gets destroyed. So all these essentially hordes of zombies and things start attacking the town. You have to try and save the people or convince them to get out, or you have multiple options. You can convince the people to to leave, or you can convince them that you got to try and convince them to stay and just be like, oh, we'll protect you. There's a couple different options. And once you get through that part, then it starts branching off from there. And then you have multiple things you can do. You can find this alchemist. You can go over to this area and take care of this part of the plague. And then you got to kind of hop around and find different things as well. It's very, it's definitely very complex and can send you down. It doesn't hold your hand a ton either, so you can go down a bunch of rabbit holes that maybe take you a lot longer than they should. If you had markers or things like that, you have to find this person at one point, and you're just giving clues. You're not really told where to go. It's east of this area. And then you go down there and they're like, oh no, I saw him north of here. And then you go over there and they're like, oh, it's over here. So eventually you kind of find that person, and then there's a whole lot to it. And then you also are getting these visions from some other thing you collect. And as you go on, obviously the plague is spreading, and you're trying to stop it. And then at some point it'll have 3 or 4 different things you can choose to do in an order. You have to go see this person, or go help this person, or go stop this, and depending on what you choose kind of affects the outcome of how far the plague is spreading. There's random NPCs that you'll see in the cities that you got to find to talk to about stuff. They're usually pretty easy to spot because they're just called generic names like Hunter, Worshipper. Some of them are actually wearing masks to protect from the plague, which is interesting. And the battles were intense. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm not fully done it yet, I don't think, or I think I am. I don't know. But there's also a follow-up to it called Scheherazine, that was also done at the same time. This was by, who's the mod author? Gosh, I got it pulled up and I can't say it for some reason.
Ambigod?
Yes, that's it. Ambigod, yeah. Really interesting mod. Really, really well done. Let's see. It says there's 13 quests and 5,000 written lines, all fully voiced.
And it's cool that choices that you make impact the story.
Yes, yeah. It took, because I kind of the Rorikstead part where it kind of kicks off. I kind of did that like a few times when I first started it, just to kind of understand
Mm.
like what options there were and things. So it was really, really interesting. I would definitely recommend like if some like it says it can be added in. That's always, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, take that with a grain of salt. Added in the middle of playthrough, but I would say it's definitely worth playing, or even just doing a full playthrough. Like make a character and play this with maybe some other things or whatever. But it's because it'll destroy some cities. You know, the plague can destroy places. It can spread, and the enemies. Like I went to the sleeping tree camp. That's where you get the sleeping tree sap. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get there and it is like 30 creatures around, like all kinds of wacky looking creatures.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like I was not ready for it. Like I kind of fast traveled there and all of a sudden I was like stuck in the middle of this mob. And I was like, well, I was definitely not prepared for this at all. So I died many times doing that one. There was another at where's it? Oh gosh, what's it called? Where you get the when you do the quest for what's her name in Whiterun, who runs the temple. Why can't I think of the name? The tree.
Oh, Danica.
Yeah,
Or,
Danica. Yeah. So you go to where you have to get the where's that kid? Why can't I remember
the dagger with from the Hagraven?
No, after that, when you go to
Gildergleam?
yeah, Gildergleam. That's it. Yeah. So it'll take you to there at some point, but it's just like a horde of enemies all the way up the path, all the way up to the tree.
Oh, jeez.
So, it's like an old like karate movie from the 60s or 70s because they're all coming at you in a line, like one at a time, essentially. You know, the enemies are lining up to come get you because the path is so narrow.
Right.
Like you can't fit a horde all over the place. They're literally in line. So you're just like trying to kill them as they come at you as fast as possible. But yeah, no, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. That was most of what I did.
That sounds like a job for Elemental Blast.
Yeah. That was the problem. That was the one thing. I didn't have any shouts. And I was like, oh man, this would be great for a shout. Like, this is how you scatter some enemies. And even if you're just using Fus Rodan, you can blast them away a bit and give yourself some time. But yeah, it was.
Well, the AI figures out how to get them back at you.
Yeah, they get there pretty quick. And I know there was some new Creation Club content. But I think I'm going to actually work on playing that for next time. Because I forgot, I still have a vanilla character that basically did everything else already. He's like level like 90 or something in vanilla. So I think I'm going to pop that back out to play the Creation Club stuff. Because when I tried doing that East Empire Creation Club thing, it like when in a modded playthrough, it just something was not working right. Like they weren't going back and picking up stuff, or if they did, it would go back to one of their camps and then they weren't selling it. It just like kind of stalled that whole storyline. So I never really got too far into it. I think I'm gonna try it on that vanilla one. So it shouldn't be an issue with the vanilla one. That just the modded one. I think it was something that was causing some kind of conflict with it.
Yeah, I still have not pushed my game to the new Creation Club updates yet.
Very fair.
So, yeah, the East Empire Company was definitely one that was interesting to me, but not so much to go through all the hassle of changing my game over.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because you can kind of do that stuff with other things. You don't really need the Creation Club one, but yeah. So for me, it definitely one of the mods definitely screwed that up and didn't allow it to advance. So that's why I'm going to try it on try it with that vanilla character and see how it goes, because that should give me an opportunity to play, because that character's done everything else anyway, so might as well do some of the more Creation Club stuff. I forget what the other couple things that were added were, so I'm gonna see what Creation Club stuff I haven't actually done. I'm sure I'll get a carrier or 3 or 4 once I open that. Once I reopen that character back up again to start the game over, he'll come running down the path with 4 notes or whatever for each set of quests. So
yeah, I've definitely been enjoying a couple of the mods that have slowed down the couriers.
Oh,
because I was getting killed so many times
from them showing up
and locking you into conversation.
Oh,
And, meanwhile, there's a dragon on top of the building next to you.
Yeah, burning you to
roasting
death.
You. It's like, okay, give me the note, damn it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I've been there once or twice. On my Legacy of the Dragonborn playthrough, I was there a lot. The dragon would show up in Solitude as I walked out the door.
Yeah.
And here comes the carrier around the corner through the gate. And I'm like, oh, God. No.
Yeah, not now, buddy.
Oh, God. Yeah, so there's mods that will slow him down?
It slows down the frequency of visits.
Oh, that is nice. So it'll limit like how many a day or something he can show up or something like that?
I don't remember what the toggle was, but it really it really almost completely stopped them.
Oh, really? Wow.
I don't remember if I had to go up and talk to them, but it was definitely nice to have them buffered.
Yeah. Well, especially with all the extra stuff that's kind of added in with Anniversary Edition.
Right, because that was the way that everybody had to be able to notify you of their content.
Yeah. Yeah. So so you get so many carriers now. It's almost like what's his name? Preston
Another Preston Garvey. Another settlement needs your help.
Yes, it's almost up to that level of another settlement needs your help. Because it's like crazy. It's how much is there.
I found the mod. It's called Scald's Mail.
Oh.
And so it replaces the courier system with mailboxes that you can rent or buy.
Oh, that's nice.
And so you get them as notes.
Oh, and then you can go to the box and grab whatever arrives there.
Yeah,
essentially,
whatever. Yeah.
Instead of having it delivered to you and getting jammed up in because he'll show up at all the worst times.
Oh, absolutely.
Pretty much anywhere you're at. Yeah. There's a new one, Echoes of the Vale, that expands Forgotten Vale by adding new caves, dungeons, areas to explore, and it's independent from the Dawnguard quest line.
That's cool, because that's a really nice area.
I really like that area a lot. I agree. I'm glad that is more useful in this, because it's like, it feels like an area you should want to go back to when you're finished Dawnguard.
Oh, yeah.
To explore. And pretty much once you're done, it's like there's no reason to go back there. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a cool looking place.
Yeah,
there's some interesting alchemy ingredients in there.
Yeah, that too. Some great crafting stuff. Between Darkfall and the Vale, and all the Falmer kind of ruins heading towards the temple or whatever, where you get to at the end after the way shrines and all. It's like just
all those little villages.
Yeah, there's really a lot of great stuff there when you go through like the Initiate's Path and all. So yeah, that I forgot about. This was one of the ones that I had seen that had come out. Echoes of the Vale's a actual Creation Club. Whatever. I don't know how they're differentiating it, since they're calling everything freaking Creations now on Bethesda.net, but it's one of the ones you have to pay for versus a regular mod.
Yeah.
Just say that to make it easier. Yeah, so it was Echoes of the Veil. There was another one. There's a village expansion for Morthal by Arthmore. Let's see, it looks like it adds a quest with Anxa, and then you can actually marry her as well. Yeah, so that's going to expand Morthal a bit. And Victor.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. Let's see. And then we got I was just going through some of the new paid creations.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There was Echoes of the Veil, which is an expansion of Forgotten Vale. Adds some quests and things like that. Arthmore did a Morthal expanded. Let's see. The East Empire expansion, which we talked about previously. I was going to try and play that and make it work.
Was the Arthmore thing just a sort of a further expansion of his already done villages thing? Because he already did a bunch of.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of them. Yeah. This one adds like two quest related NPCs and just a little bit of an expansion of Morthal itself. I think like maybe a player home or something. Let's see.
Some of the nicest like home mods go way back to like old Skyrim mods, the Noble Family, the TNF series. Those were great, really nice, and they're still around. They still work. But those go back to like 2012, 13 or something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's like the early ones. Yeah. I don't know if these are all Creation Club or these are just creations. I don't know. The whole Bethesda site thing now is very confusing to me of which is which. So that's a whole different.
I'm not sure how well they integrate into, other, broad-based mod lists, whether with Vortex or Mod Organizer or what.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of them with Vortex, Ray?
No, I'm still on the old version.
Okay. Yeah. So I have no idea what, Mod Organizer or Vortex can control those mods and apply any patches or whatever. Presumably they don't need SKSE. I don't know.
Yeah, none of the creation items should.
Yeah.
I think even if they're not paid, they still can't use it because everything has to be available for Xbox too.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If it's a creation, whether paid.
I say, of course. I didn't think of that. So that is a requirement from Bethesda that they have to be portable between both platforms. Yeah.
Okay. So if they're on Bethesda.net, they have to be. They can't.
Yeah, they have to play on an Xbox.
Even if they're on PC, they have to be playable on Xbox as well. They have to have a playable version. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't care about PlayStation, but definitely Xbox.
I think we're all pretty sure about that.
Yeah.
If it works on PlayStation, great.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Bonus.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I didn't really get into much other than that one mod because every time I sat down to play it, the battle took me an hour. So,
oh jeez, wow.
Yeah.
And what mod was it? I missed
that was Death Consumes All.
Oh, right, you mentioned that. Yeah. Okay.
I'd gotten much further into it. It says this 10-hour experience offers a fully voiced. It'll be 10 hours if you don't die a lot. If you die a lot, it could be more than 10 hours. I'm just letting you know.
Oh my god.
But it is good. There is some great battle, like some real like difficult hordes of enemies at some points, which is kind of fun. And they're different than what you would normally encounter as well.
Yeah.
So
does it give you a recommended level?
I am looking at it now and I didn't notice a recommended level on the Nexus page. It's actually what I have opened. Yeah, it doesn't really recommend a level. I would say from playing it, I would say you want to be like a level 20 character, where you're pretty stable in your build at that point. And, you're not super strong or anything, but you'll be able to get through it that way and, continue building as you go from there. I don't know if you're much below that, how great it's going to go. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really depends on how well they did with scaling.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
If the enemies are manageable, then but you're not going to have as much area of effect damage ability, which when you're fighting giant hordes of things, you need.
You do need that. Yeah. That is true. The other problem is other people come and help fight, so then there's that issue.
Oh, ouch. Oh.
Because a lot of times you're saving towns and stuff.
So
now you have to worry about killing people around you.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I ran into that issue a few times as well.
I wonder if Run for Your Lives would work.
Oh, that might actually, that would. If that worked with it, that would actually work well. Because then they would at least go hide indoors.
Yeah.
And you could, it would help a lot. Yeah, I definitely killed some guards by accident and things like that.
Dear.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's great if you want the bounty in every hold achievement.
It's a good way to go. Yeah,
you're good.
Plausible deniability along the way as well.
That's right. It was the mod made me do it.
I had no choice. I had the horde of undead coming, the plague coming at us. But
it was a mercy kill. He was about to be, consumed by plague, and I saved him with fire.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was infected. Had to take care of him. Yeah, it's a very interesting mod. I would say it's really fun, and something different. Because there's so many different ways you can go through it. It's not like just a straight line. You do this, and this. There's like options of doing different things and timelines and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun. Yeah. Other than that, I did play a little Minecraft because I was bored.
God,
but that was the only thing.
Minecraft for a year or so.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was like, I had one of those mornings where I was like, I just need to like mine some stone or something. I think I died a bunch of times and Death Consumes All is what happened. And I was like, I just need a break.
Yeah. Well, I can highly recommend Enshrouded if you want to try it.
Oh, yeah. Have you gotten deeper into that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Head first. Yeah.
I've been pretty lean on Skyrim.
What have you been doing?
Well, I'm still putting in a ton of hours into Starfield.
Oh, nice.
Because I've been, playing around with a lot of different mods for, fixing various, little inconsistencies with the game. One of the things I love melee fighting. So I like making melee characters. But when Starfield came out, melee is there, but it really, really feels like an afterthought because you can't do any upgrades to your melee weapons. And guns all level as you go up. So there's calibrated, refined, and advanced weapons. And so, but with melee weapons, that wasn't there. So I found a mod that added tiers to the melee weapons, which was nice. Also let you mod them at the workbench.
Okay. Weren't you having mod troubles the last time? There was something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there were some issues with making them work, right?
There were a few wrinkles with one of the updates. Okay. There was a mod that was late to update. That once that did, everything worked out. I just 2 or 3 weeks ago there was a new update, and I have not, I had not until today actually updated to that version.
Okay.
So I finally got to a spot where I'm like, okay, I don't care if I can't play the game today, because I've got to go to the airport. And so I went ahead and did it. Fortunately, it all worked out fine. So there was no glitch. But a few other little things. Most of the missions and quest rewards that you get level as you advance in level in the game. But there's a mission board system, kind of like missives in Skyrim, but those values always stay the same. And so they're beginning level payments for advanced level jobs.
Yeah.
And so I got a mod that levels the mission board rewards.
Oh, nice.
So that's been nice.
Is that sort of like the Jarl's Steward quests in Skyrim, where no matter what you do, it's still like 100 gold?
Yeah, that's exactly how it was.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's your pittance.
Anytime I think about, getting paid for something like that, I always go back to that stupid hunter quest where, the bandit comes running up to you and says, "Here,
that's right,
hold this."
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Don't say a word. And, if you do, and then the hunter runs up and tells you that somebody stole his whatever you're having possession. And if you're a good guy and say, "Here you go," the hunter gives you 1 gold.
Oh, is that what it is? 1 gold?
Well, he's a hunter. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. He probably doesn't have a lot. Oh, God. I never realized what he gave you.
Then give me a pelt.
Oh, man.
That's right. Yeah. I always try to channel Indiana Jones in that famous scene in the first movie. It's like, all right, you're dead. Just go away.
Yeah. But, so, the mission boards now scale as you go. And they only scale up if you do the missions. So if you never do a mission and you get to level 30, you're still going to get level 1 payment on that first mission. Then once you do it, then it'll jump up to level 30s. When you mine asteroids in the vanilla game, you'll get, you blow up this big asteroid and you'll get like 2 iron.
Oh, God.
Or 3 water. And so if you really want to, do a, asteroid prospecting belter character, I've got a mod now that is called space mining. And so that, adds a bigger list of things when you mine an asteroid. So that's been cool.
Can you mine for things like water and
all different kinds of natural resources, and then also there's a debris field that that's in the game that you only have it only gets in your way when you're fighting other ships. But now with this, you can also mine that for some of the mechanical parts.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Adaptive frames, zero wire, and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
So definitely lots of little things that make just kind of playing in Starfield more fun. Things that seem like that's really what they would have meant to have happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If they had really thought about it.
Bach would have loved synthesizers. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
And then I've been playing a lot of Fallout 3 too, because that's our round table is Fallout 3. And No Man's Sky. We finally got our update a few weeks back, and I went through the new expedition with an existing character because this was the first time you could do that. So I went through that, and now I've also gone through with a brand new character.
Cool.
And,
yeah, I have played a little Skyrim, but not much. I'm continuing to peck away at the Legacy of the Dragonborn character. So,
yeah.
And I'm not going to update Skyrim until I'm done with that. So it could be years.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I would not mess around with it.
Well, and I'm liking my loadout, so I don't have any complaints. With it. Looks good. It's good stuff. But right now I'm working my way through the Thieves Guild. So.
Oh, nice. I haven't done the Thieves Guild fully in a little bit now, actually, now that you mention it.
Well, like I said last time, I'm using that as you like it or whatever mod, so it takes a lot longer because you got to do multiple quests just to step it forward one or two times. So
that's
I'm
nice.
Still
embroiled
in all of that. Not much to report.
I like that adds like actual, I don't know, like depth to the Thieves Guild a little bit. If you actually have to, because I feel like you breeze through it so fast by doing fetch things.
It's the same as the companions, right? You join the companions, and 2 quests later, you're a werewolf. I mean, it's kind of
that
silly,
is true. Yeah. It is very fast.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's like, having to actually prove yourself in the guild like makes for a much better playthrough of that versus just playing it as part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
It was on my part probably a bad choice to look at that mod and say, oh yeah, I'll do all the modules. So it took me forever to get through the Mages Guild, and now it's taking me forever to get through the Thieves Guild.
God.
And same for the main quest. But anyway, you're right. It is worth it though. But it's nice that the mod is also modular. You can add just the ones you want. So,
that's nice. So gives you more flexibility.
Yeah. Is it time to talk about Enshrouded?
Yes, I was actually just looking at videos of it actually.
Yeah. But before I do, I also a couple other. So Sean gifted me Pacific Drive, and I haven't delved into it very deeply yet because you just gave it to me a few days ago, and I haven't had a lot of time. But it is very cool, very kind of atmospheric, and I'm not sure what the genre would be like. I guess it sort of reminds me of games like Alan Wake and that sort of thing where you're. Sorry, I'm just at a loss for giving into genre, but basically the premise is there was a government, I guess you could call it experiment in the Pacific Northwest in the Olympic peninsula corner of the Pacific Northwest, and something went wrong and they walled it off, and nobody knows what happened in there for X number of decades, and golly, and then you drive in there, and hijinks ensue. So it is all about really strange things happening, whether it's aliens or some kind of weird force, some, I don't know, magnetic experiment or something. But also you're driving vehicles. You drive in there with this van or truck. I forget. I think you drive in initially as delivery driver, and things go wrong, and you pick up another car, and also contact with people inside who hear you on the radio and are talking to you, even though you can't talk back to them, and they're sort of guiding you. And that's about as far as I've got. I haven't really even gotten through the intro, but it's a very atmospheric, really beautifully done, really, really gorgeous looking game. And it's the kind of thing where you get prompts, and there's something you have to like get a new generator for the car, and it's outlined over there, and you go over there and grab it and put it in and things, and move forward that way. And so far there hasn't been a lot of any kind of combat or anything like that. So it's solving puzzles, dealing with threats and things like that. So, but it's cool. It's a cool game. So I recommend it anybody check it out. But Enshrouded, I've spent a lot of hours in Enshrouded now. And I've got to say, it's a really well done game. It's really nicely crafted game. It's beautiful looking. It has a really cool skill tree, level system, and the buildings you can make are just extraordinary. If you like building and creating outposts and things, and also you can find really beautifully done buildings that are bespoke in the game and then modify them. And like I said last time, it's a voxel based game, so you can chop down, mine out, knock down anything. It's like Minecraft. You can just if you throw a bomb at an enemy, not only does it blow up the enemy, it creates a crater under where he was.
Wow.
So there's and you can literally mine your way to China in there if you want to just keep going down. And people have done this and just sort of fall out at the bottom of the game after 45 minutes of digging through. But it's so the idea is that sometime in the distant past, a stranger came and brought this elixir, and the elixir addicted everybody and became the source of multiple conflicts and conflagrations and the mining of the elixir and so and essentially it brought society to its knees and everything broke down. And now you're in this post-apocalyptic world in which the high points of the world are beautiful and covered with gorgeous flora and some enemies and outposts of enemies. But any low-lying areas are filled with this shroud, which is the vapor from the elixir and its poison. So in order to advance in the game, you have to go into the shroud and chop down these elixir wells and so on. And you can't really get rid of the shroud because, first of all, it's an early access game, so it's only about a quarter of this immense map that's available to play. But whenever you go into the elixir well and chop it, you get skill points and so on. And advancing is there's you advance by doing those sort of things, finding higher and higher level chests and getting new. There's 12 different branches you can go on, from a rogue, ranger, sorcerer, wizard, assassin, and these are all sort of very generalized terms. It's not an RPG by any means, but it has sort of RPG elements to it. So you can concentrate, but you don't have to go down every path. There's a lot of crafting, a lot of, and it's also a game that sort of encourages co-op play.
Oh, nice.
But I'm playing it mostly because Sean and Caitlin just blasted through it way ahead of me.
Yeah.
And they're off playing Sons of the Forest now. So I stayed behind on our server. And one criticism I would have of the game is if you're, I don't know if I don't remember if I mentioned this last time, but if you're playing on a server, it's worth sticking with the group and playing through the game that way, because once the group has passed through certain checkpoints, you can't redo them. So if you're behind, like I got behind, I just, it's not like Valheim where you can sort of re-kill the stag or re-kill, the elder or whatever.
Once you're past that, you're past it.
Yeah. And so, they'll probably change that or modify it over time. But the more I play it, the more I really enjoy it. And of course, the positive feedback loop of getting better weapons and so on. And there's some really almost Souls-like battles in the game. There's some very, very tough battles. Oh. You don't, when you die, unlike Valheim, you don't lose everything, but you do lose any loose change, so to speak, any stuff that you've picked up along the way. You'll lose that. Your corpse, like in Valheim, is just stays there until you retrieve it. So So you can go back and retrieve it or not, but it's forgiving in that you don't lose all your weapons and things. So you don't have a naked corpse run like you could do in Valheim.
Yeah, that's
which is really. And also, unlike Valheim, Valheim has a really onerous death penalty. The only penalty in Enshrouded is the loss of a few items that you've collected. There's no level loss or anything like that. So you can, as long as you load yourself out correctly when you go into a difficult place, you're going to die a few times. You're not going to lose anything. You're just going to respawn wherever your last flame or whatever it was, your bonfire, to use the souls metaphor. And so anyway, I'm enjoying the hell out of the game. It's just, and it really is gorgeous. It never rains I forget the name of the world there. It never rains. There's no real weather system. It's just night and day and sun. Okay. And so you don't have to worry about that. Maybe they'll introduce that later. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's still early access, right?
Still early access. It's a very polished game, just like Valheim was for early access. They had a little bit of a rough start with some server issues and things like that, but basically it's really quite polished. The crafting system is great. It's just it's all blocks, sort of like giant Minecraft blocks, and I've seen some just incredible builds, truly beautiful, creative stuff. So anybody who's into doing that will eventually. You have to level up through a lot of the game in order to get all the building blocks. That's a little bit like, I guess, like Valheim, where you have to get through different biomes. But so even higher recommendations this time than I had last time. But yeah, you were mentioning Minecraft earlier. So if you're looking for something new and different, spend the $35 and give it a shot. It's definitely doable as a solo player. So.
Oh, nice. That's I like that it has the option where you can have, both. You can do it.
I think some of their, there is no real tutorial as such. I mean, there is, but that's one thing that the devs didn't do very well. There's some things that are really difficult to figure out at first, and some things that are really janky, the way you have to cook things. This is kind of inscrutable at first. You finally figure it out. There's a 2-level, so you have a backpack with, I think, 8x3, 3 rows of 8 to start with, and you can upgrade it to, I think it finishes out at 5 or 6 rows of 8. So it's pretty good, at the end. But there's also 2 rows of hotkeys. There's sort of an A and B row, and you select the row. So that means you have 16 possible hotkey items, right? And you select the row you want, but with the Alt key on the keyboard. I don't know what it is on the controller. Well, how many times have I forgotten that I'm in row B and I hit the 2 button thinking I'm on row A and kill myself or something. So that's a little janky, or I eat a potion that I didn't want to eat or whatever. There's some of that that's, I think, either mods would help, like Ray was talking about earlier in Starfield. There's a lot of things that modders could do in the game to make that sort of thing a little bit better. But overall, it's great.
Yeah, I had pulled up the site for it and was watching. I saw some of the playthrough and the building and stuff like that. The crafting and all really looks great. Yeah,
it really does. It's sort of like if you've played any medieval dynasty, that's sort of the architectural paradigm. They use very medieval looking architecture. So Tudor half timber and all kinds of stuff. And if you watch some of the people who do building in it, they've just gone absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love the building games like that. I've been bugging to get back into Valheim too. And just kind of start over.
Yeah, I don't think we're too far from Ashlands. I'll bet that's out sometime later this year.
Yeah,
So that's the next biome.
that's the next one, right? Yeah, because I
Yeah,
got to the plains, but not beyond that. I think there
yeah.
was one more after that, right?
No, Plains was it at the outset.
Oh, that's
Uh,
right. Yeah. That was
ooh,
the
cat
final.
butt.
Yep.
Um,
They're very needy
yeah,
tonight.
yeah. I'll bet you just got back, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the plains, and then so it was you had the meadows, the black forest, the mountains, and the plains, and now there's the mistlands, which is very tough.
Yes, I haven't gotten
And
to the Mistlands. Yeah.
yeah, and then the next biome will be the ashlands, and then the final one, I guess, is the Great North.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, I did not get beyond the plains. I think never took on whatever the boss is for the plains
yeah,
to go beyond.
we kind of bounced off it a little bit, especially Caitlin, because for whatever reason, I don't know, luck of the draw or whatever, she just our last so playthrough together, the my two kids and I, she just kept getting mauled. Every base she built, it didn't matter what she did, but kept getting mobbed. And in Valheim, when you one of the balance issues in Valheim is if you're a lower level character, even though you can you can follow through and do all the quests, once the first boss kill levels up the world, you're going to get the mobs that boss kill generates. It doesn't matter if you're just a beginning player, you're still going to get a foul smell from the swamp, and you're just going to get obliterated. And that kept happening to her, and it just stopped being fun. So
yeah.
So we kind of bounced off it, and that's when Enshrouded came out. So we
moved on from there.
Yeah. But if you're playing a solo playthrough of Valheim or something, then that's not to worry. But both games really do benefit from co-op play, and they both offer the option of solo, dedicated server if you want to rent a server, and also a public server if you want to just open an instance of your game and either limit people by a password or just let anybody come in if you want, and they'll just so they both games offer those three options. So obviously the difference between a dedicated and a public server is the dedicated server is always there and anybody can go in and play on it whenever they want. Otherwise, the public server, it's whoever generates it has to be there.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess that's the way Minecraft works the same.
Yeah, for the servers, I think so. You can set up the realms, which is basically through Microsoft itself, where you can have like 10 players at a time, and the owner doesn't have to be there.
Right.
But the owner does have to update it. So if there's an update available, until the owner goes in and updates, you can't. Nobody will be able to access it.
Right.
So yeah it's kind of like that. It's a wild night here in the office.
Right, yeah.
Both of them going crazy.
First the gray cat, now the orange cat.
Yeah. They can't decide who's. It's like, all right, you've been gone for 4 days.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah, Enshrouded looks great just from watching the play. I might watch some more playthroughs and stuff. When I was looking up, it said, I guess once it's done early access, it is going to release on console. So,
yeah, it's already controller capable.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Yeah. So you can use a controller on your PC if you want. But yeah, and I hope when they release it for a console, it should also be available on Steam Deck. Because right now it's not compatible with the deck.
Oh, no? Oh.
No, which really bummed me out because I want to take it with me when we go to England.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a great Steam Deck game.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Valheim works on the Steam Deck. So
yeah. I may fire Valheim back up. I kind of got the bug.
Yeah.
I think I only went to Minecraft instead of Valheim because it was just I was playing in the morning before work, and I was like, well, this I can hop into it. Valheim's a little more involved. You gotta, you really got to invest a little more time to continue on with.
Definitely.
You know. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, if you decide to get into Enshrouded, let me know, and at least I can bring you onto our server and just show you around a little bit.
Yeah, and learn a little bit and get the lay of the land.
Yeah.
God, it's wild up here.
Sean's been playing something Epoch. What's it called again? It's Last Epoch. He likes it a fair amount. It's sort of like Pillars of Eternity style game, I guess. He seems to enjoy it. And Sons of the Forest. I did play a little bit of Sons of the Forest with them. Not a big fan of that style of game, but it's gorgeous. Did either of you guys play Forest? Or the Forest?
I never did. No. I think I had it on my Steam list, but I never picked it up.
Yeah. So Sons of the Forest is an island. You're stuck on an island, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. But and there's this cannibal cult. Basically it's your zombies, whatever. It's cannibal cult instead of zombies. The grandkids are all still playing Minecraft. So
yeah. That game just has a long life to it.
It's wonderful. It's great that there's 3 generations now can play that.
Always changing a little bit too. There's always a little more to it, a little deeper here and there. I do enjoy that part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was playing some Far Cry 5, obviously. I
cool.
talked about last time. I played a little more. I didn't get super far because I didn't have a lot of time because I went away. But I had to get through the beginning part. It was a lot of I didn't realize I had to run like out in the very beginning when you have to like run out to the pickup and escape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know I had to. I'm like in the house trying to kill everybody, and I'm like, wait. And then eventually I went outside, and I'm like, oh, I just need to get in the pickup and drive away.
Big wide world out here.
I'm like, oh god. I'm like, I've been sitting in this house trying to shoot everybody with the handgun out the window. But yeah, no. Once I got past there, it was fun. But I was like, I'm stuck in this cabin. I don't think I should be here.
With the dude who sort of rescues you, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you run out in the wood, you run off in the woods to get away from everybody, and then kind of end up there, and they all kind of.
And he's the one that communicates with you for basically the rest of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
He's telling you everything. That's also sorry. I don't want to derail that, but I also had another game, and I forgot Mafia. I bought the definitive edition collection. I'd never played any of them before. I've only now played through again just the beginning of the first one. It really holds up well. It's really quite a good looking game.
Yeah, it's been around a while, right? Mafia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first and second ones really get great reviews. The third one was controversial for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I think they just sort of deviated a little bit from the initial storyline.
From what people like.
Or they tried to change it up a little bit.
All right. Well, let's see. I think next time I'm going to try and do all that Creation Club stuff that I've never done with my vanilla character. That's going to be my focus. Get away from the mods for a little bit and go to, especially that Forgotten Vale one. I'm super interested in that because
that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I was just in Forgotten Vale recently with another quest I was doing, and I was like, man, like we were saying earlier, I really love the look of it and the layout, and there's so much that could be there that just, and it doesn't draw you back once you go through it. Yeah. And I feel like it's a place that should be utilized more. So I want to see if this little add-on from the Creation Club kind of scratches that itch a bit and see what it adds to it. But because after I think it was the last character, the Legacy of Dragonborn character that I was playing. I went through there obviously to get all the stuff. So I was like, yeah, this is like a fun area. Like there's a lot of between the caves and the Falmer area and the temple and stuff like that. There's a lot there. And I just wish there was more to it. Even if it was like simple caves thrown in here and there that would draw you back there. That would be cool. So
yeah.
Definitely interested to try that. So you got, and you like you said, you guys are in the Fallout 3 roundtable.
Yeah,
my favorite Fallout.
We go visit Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
This week.
Yep. I love Fallout 3. I really enjoyed Fallout 3 a lot. I think just because I don't know, the close ties to Oblivion, the feel of it, it worked for me real well.
Yeah, and I had planned on going through the Anchorage DLC at a pretty low level.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of cool weapons and armor and stuff. And then I started collecting bobbleheads, and next thing I know, I'm almost level 15. So,
does that really mean you miss out on stuff, or
no?
Yeah,
no,
okay.
it just if you go through Anchorage at a really low level, you just start the game at a very high equipment level.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay,
you get unbreakable weapons, unlimited ammo, super good armor that doesn't break, and so you're set for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But it was just so good to be back in Fallout 3 that I just couldn't stop playing.
And then you guys are going through are you done is it a new expedition on No Man's?
Yeah. Yep, the Omega expedition. So they added a new mechanic to the game where you can start the expedition with a character that you already have.
Oh.
And so
does that make it a lot simpler?
Well, it might actually make it simpler if you had gone through with a brand new character to start with. Because without knowing exactly how it worked, I'm giving myself all of these resources and everything. And then come to find out you don't get that when you first land. You have to actually get through enough of the game where you can get to the space anomaly and then go pick all that stuff up. And so by that time, you don't need any of that stuff. So,
of course.
But, live and learn. It was all good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And
so is with your ongoing connection to Hello Games through No Man's Sky, what's the scuttlebutt on the next one? What's it called?
Lights So Fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was with the big announcement and all the advertising they were doing for it and everything. Everybody was like, okay, cool, this thing's gonna come out right away.
Yeah.
But last week they did a bunch of job postings.
Oh no.
Oh, did they?
Jeez.
They're like, oh crap. Well, if they don't even have the personnel, how far can they really be?
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
So maybe, we're a year or two out. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's not as far as we had assumed earlier.
Yeah. So it'll be good one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm sure.
One of the other things that they added with the new update is so a couple of updates ago, we got a new battle in space, which is the pirate dreadnought, which is this big, pirate dreadnought that attacks other capital ships. You have to defend the capital ships against it. But now with this update, you can capture that dreadnought and have it, commandeer it for yourself.
Nice.
And so it's a very cool looking ship. It has a very Star Warsy, battle. It has these two long trenches with shield generators in it. And so you can fly low through the trenches, shooting out the generators as you go.
Nice. I love it.
So, yeah. So definitely had to get me one of those. And they're all wicked looking. They're, the interior, is all lit in red. And there's all these, pirate flags and stuff inside. It's really cool.
Oh, nice. Well, I guess next time we'll talk a little more. I'll have some Creation Club stuff to talk about, and then our usual other random mod stuff and other games and stuff. So, thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back probably a couple weeks again. It's about what it goes. A couple weeks, depending on travels and such and things like that.
Yep.
I mean, the game is 12 years old, so guys. It is what it is.
It's only so much you can talk about.
Yeah, we need to pace ourselves.
Yeah, we got to pace. Yeah, we got another decade of this game.
That's right. God help us all.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll be in my 70s before the stupid thing comes out.
Will I retire before it comes out? Will all three of us be retired by the time we're 1/3 of the way?
There we go.
Really? Yeah.
Oh God! All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
Good night, all.
Good night.